On January 2nd, 2022, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were playing the New York Jets. Antonio Brown, in grand fashion, took off his jersey and his gloves, just went shirtless and ran off the field. No one was surprised. Welcome back, everybody. Triple C Solutions. Today I'm going to be talking to you about Antonio Brown and his recent incident and what we may be able to learn from that, and also see how I believe the Tampa Bay Buccaneers used him for their purposes, and now, you know, he's kind of being discarded. But I'm not making excuses for the guy. He did get a lot of chances along his entire career, and it was basically because of his level of talent. So let's go through chronology here, and I'll also provide my commentary at the end of this video. December 31st, 2018. After an apparent disagreement with quarterback Ben Roethlisberger, Brown sits out practice ahead of the Steelers' Week 17 game against the Cincinnati Bengals. With Pittsburgh still in the postseason hunt, Brown skips the previous night's walkthrough, is not active for the game, and leaves at halftime. He won't appear in a Steelers uniform again. July 26, 2019. The Raiders placed Brown on the non-football injury list after suffering frostbite burns to his feet during a cryotherapy session. August 12, 2019. Brown has his grievance against the NFL rejected by an arbitrator after reports said he stepped away from the Raiders a week prior, partly because he wanted to use his old helmet, which was no longer in accordance with the league's safety guidelines. August 18, 2019. Raiders general manager Mike Mayock gives impromptu news conference about Brown, saying it's time for the receiver to be all in or all out. September 4th, 2019. Brown goes on a social media tirade after the Raiders fine him for repeated unexcused absences. He is extremely critical of Mayock and verbally assaults him, but returns to the team 2 days later. September 10th, 2019. Brittany Taylor, Brown's former trainer, alleges in a federal civil lawsuit filed in Florida that Brown assaulted her in multiple instances in 2017 and raped her in 2018. September 16th, 2019. Sports Illustrated publishes a story detailing a second incident of assault and lays out Brown's extended history of not paying money to those he owes for a variety of services. September 18th, 2019. Sports Illustrated reports that Brown sent threatening messages to one of the women who accused him of misconduct in the earlier story. January 22nd, 2020. Brown is charged with a felony of burglary and battery following an incident with a moving truck driver in Hollywood, Florida. July 31st, 2020. The NFL suspends Brown 8 games for multiple violations of the league's conduct policy. November 18th, 2020. The Hollywood Police Department have probable cause to charge Brown with criminal mischief, a misdemeanor, the Miami Herald reported, after he allegedly destroyed a surveillance camera and threw a bike at a security guard shack inside his gated residential community. No charges were filed, but the NFL conducted a review of the incident, which took place before he signed with Tampa Bay. December 2nd, 2021. Brown receives 3-game suspension for misrepresenting his vaccination status to the league and Players Association. The Tampa Bay Times reported he'd obtained a fake vaccination card. So that is a lot to digest, with the most recent incident being just the other day, January 2nd. But Antonio Brown has done himself no favors when it comes to taking care of his business and not fumbling the bag. He's been pretty stupid about it, to say the least. So where does he go from here? Why did the Tampa Bay Buccaneers even give him another chance? Well, In my opinion, they gave him the chance, and knowing full well what they were getting when they took him on. But they wanted to win so badly that they were willing to give him an extra chance. And when he does mess up, they were just gonna say, oh, well, that's Antonio Brown being Antonio Brown again. And then they could wash their hands and be clean, and then they'd still get their wins. Or they'd be put into a better position as far as playoff or Super Bowl, whatever have you. And for Antonio Brown, I mean, he must have seen this coming, right? I don't think the man is stupid. I think that maybe he did know he was being used, or maybe it just further went to his head that, hey, I can act however I want to act, and people are still going to hire me because I'm so talented. And we see this a lot of times with athletes and entertainers, and you know, they feel like they can do whatever they want because they're so talented that they'll be loved regardless. And sometimes that's just not the case. There's only so many chances that you're gonna get. And I've spoken about this many times about fumbling the bag. And I think what we can learn here in this particular incident is, well, multiple things. So the first thing is that you need to remember is that no one person is bigger than a team. That was something that I believed in the military, and I still believe it to this day. No one person is bigger than a team, and you should not allow an outside entity to make it seem like anyone is bigger than a team. The next thing that you can learn from this particular incident is that you need to be looking out for one another. Sometimes we do have a job to accomplish. However, mental health, you know, is a real thing, and we need to make sure that our buddies are being taken care of. And there's more to that than just being able to complete an athletic task or whatever have you. You need to be making sure that we're taking care of each other. People are getting the proper care that they need, and you don't just leave them by the wayside. I did an entire video on grace and second chances, and how nobody owes you a second chance, and how when you get that second chance, that you're supposed to put your best foot forward, and you're supposed to not make a fool of the person that gave you that second chance. Antonio Brown had second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth chances. It was ridiculous. He had more chances than the average person could ever hope to have in his line of work. And it was based on his talent and how bad teams wanted to win. But when you allow that kind of toxic behavior to come into the locker room, it can infect the entire team, and it can make things worse. Fortunately, there's such a strong and mature and talented team that was never an issue that we saw as the public. Kudos to them for that. I don't really want to talk bad about Antonio Brown. I believe that he does need help, but I want us all to learn from this. Our priorities have to be straight. You can't ignore your mental health for the purpose of competing in some kind of athletics, in my opinion. It's definitely putting your priorities in the wrong order. So what do you think? Go ahead, leave me a comment below. Let me know how you guys feel about this whole incident. I will say, I wish you guys all the best. Be sure to like before you exit the video, and subscribe, and check out some of my other videos. I'm gonna have at least one video a week coming, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Peace.